that Chauvin's actions went outside the bounds of police protocol. Reporting in Minneapolis, Julia Janae, Court TV.
It is at least sunny and maybe a little chilly, but at least it's sunny out there and temperatures in the 40s today. We'll talk more about a weekend warm up and when we may hit 70 in your full forecast.
Plus, controversial comments from a regent at the University of Michigan, who is also the chair of the state's Republican Party. What he said about the governor and others, and the calls from former U of M regents for him to step down from the board. We have a live interview coming up. You're watching 7 Action News this morning on TV 20 Detroit.
It was a cold day. Snow, a trace of snow. Even looking at poolside today with temperatures in the 40s this afternoon. Warmer Easter weekend with temperatures in the 50s and 60s tomorrow and Sunday, and then fairly unsettled weather pattern as we head into next week. Current temperature 24 degrees and sunny, feels more like 17 even with the winds that are light, northwest wind at 6 miles per hour. 20 degrees right now in Jackson, 24 Huron. So we are back in the 20s. We had some teens overnight. Not much in the wind chills. Feels like 13 in Pontiac, 14 in Howe. So you're going to need extra layers on this morning. Probably even want the heavier coat this afternoon, even with the sunshine and our temperatures in the 40s. High pressure near Fort Wayne will continue to slide southward during the course of the day today into the weekend. But look at the warm up to the west. High temperatures upper 60s to low 70s, stretching from Dallas on up to Omaha. So that is the warmer weather that'll inch in our direction, kind of pushing the colder air. Will begin to retreat as we head into the weekend, and will warm up a bit for tomorrow. Temperatures near 60. That's pretty pleasant. Have to remember what our average highs are, and that's in the low 50s, and then a warmer day even on Sunday. So our Easter weekend forecast looks dry both days. If you really want to with those warmer temperatures, which will be very nice for any Easter egg hunts, especially if you're saving them for the afternoon. Temperatures today under that mostly sunny sky, 47 degrees downtown in Ann Arbor and Howe. A little cooler though for you. You're likely going to stay in the low 40s in Port Sanilac and Port Huron, and mid 40s up toward Lapeer. So temperatures as we went over this weekend, warming trend continues, and then that trend also continues next week, even with our rain chances. Could see a shower late Monday. It gives us time to warm back into the mid 60s during the day. 70 on Tuesday, scattered showers, only 20% chance. And then Wednesday, even a chance for an isolated thunderstorm with temperatures in the upper 60s, but all the way through most of those 7 days.
Well, we do have a crash just into our newsroom. Westbound 696 at Mound is where the crash is. Now, according to MDOT, we just got this information. The 2 left lanes are currently closed. Looking at traffic around 8 miles per hour. You still got 2 lanes open in that area. So my suggestion to you, you can get off at Van Dyke and take 11 Mile, get back on at DeQuinder, because if we take a look at our cameras here, this is 696 and DeQuinder looking good here. So as long as you can avoid that one spot where there's some slowdown, otherwise just make sure you pack your patience.
Thank you very much, Allie. Now this morning, the University of Michigan's Board of Regents will be holding a special meeting to discuss the future of one of its members.
That member made some controversial remarks about Governor Whitmer and other state leaders that some call sexist and an incitement to violence. It's a story 7 Action News has been following.
U of M Regent Ron Weiser, who is also the Michigan Republican Party chair, referred to Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Attorney General Dana Nessel, and Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson as witches.
Now, Weiser also saying voting or assassinating was the only way to remove Republican Congressman Fred Upton and Peter Meyer from office after they voted to impeach President Trump. Now, Weiser has apologized for those comments and said he was taken out of context. The Board of Regents will consider whether or not to censure Weiser for comments about those political opponents.
Former members of the Board of Regents released a statement saying, "We take at face value that Mr. Weiser cares about the University of Michigan. He has been a generous donor to it. That makes this unfortunate situation sad. We ask Mr. Weiser to show his ongoing commitment to the university's role, mission, and well-being by resigning from the board. We understand that may be tough for him to do, but given his recent remarks, we believe that it is also the only honorable course of action available to him. Larry Deach is one of the former board members calling for Weiser to step down. And Mr. Deach, thank you so much for being with us this morning live to talk about this.
Thank you.
First off, tell me a little bit about why coming together with other former members of the board to release that statement was important.
My 7 colleagues and I all served on the Board of Regents from 8 to 24 years. And serving as a fiduciary for this great university was a privilege for us and a passion. And we just felt that as, if you will, senior regents, that it was important for us to talk about the values of the university and how these remarks were so antithetical to those values and frankly appalling. So we wanted to make a statement that puts this into a context. Absolutely no doubt that Mr. Weiser has a First Amendment right to say anything he wants to say, but that doesn't mean that having said those things, he can continue to serve the university.
Now, if Weiser is censured today, do you still believe that he should step down?
I think so. I mean, I hope the censure vote goes through. I think it's appropriate. There is no meaningful legal means to remove him from office. But I just think that having assumed the position for a second time as chair of the Michigan Republican Party, he's in a conflicted position. As chair of the party, his job, I think, is to advocate for the election of Republican candidates. I wouldn't have, to say the least, done it the way he did it, but being a regent means that we, to a large extent, leave our politics at the door. And so there's a fundamental conflict and disconnect between his assuming the role of chair of the Republican Party and being a disinterested steward for the university and its students, faculty, and staff.
There was a swift backlash and reaction to his comments. Weiser has since apologized, as we mentioned. What's your reaction to his apology?
I don't think it was a sincere apology. You know, the first thing he said was that he was taken out of context. There was no context. This is in a video. It's quite clear what he said. He then said, I apologize to those that I have offended. I've always taken that as a non-apology. You know, he didn't apologize to Governor Whitmer. He didn't apologize to Attorney General Nessel. He didn't apologize to the millions of people who he hurt, including me. And so my view is, and it was the view of my colleagues and I, that when you say, I apologize to those I have offended, you really don't mean it. It's just that you're in hot water for having said something inappropriate.
Well, what will be the next step then if Weiser does not step down, in your estimation?
I don't know. This is an evolving situation. I read yesterday that over 1,800 members of the faculty had criticized what Mr. Weiser said. I just think the situation will evolve. And I'm hoping that he will step back once the heat dies down a little bit and recognize that he's got a conflict as chair of his political party and serving as a regent, and that he'll step down. I don't know if he'll do it. I just think that's the appropriate thing for him to do.
You described his apology as a fairly empty apology. You don't believe that he really meant it. If he came out after this and kind of expanded and really kind of had a moment where he was like, you know, I've reflected and I really regret all the people I hurt with this comment, do you think that would make a difference?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we wrote in our statement that we found this situation sad because I take at face value that he cares about the University of Michigan as much of it as any of us do. And sometimes when we're caught in a situation we're not able to see clearly how others perceive our actions. And I'm hoping that he'll see what damage this has done, and there's a definite need to reflect on what he's done and to make amends. I mean, it's deeply, deeply insulting. It's plain malignant, as we said, to describe women in the misogynistic ways that he did, to call our 3 chief executive officers of our state witches. It's deeply offensive to talk about assassination for Congressman Upton and Meyer, who had a vote of conscience. Deeply offensive.
Larry Deach, former regent of the University of Michigan, we thank you very much for joining us live this morning and sharing your thoughts on this issue.
Thank you.
A powerful conversation there. All right, time now is 8:20. A new place for veterans to call home.
The new community opening this morning. We're going to tell you more about it. You're watching 7 Action News this morning right here on TV 20 Detroit.
Well, happening today, Michigan's Veterans Homes and the Department of Veterans Affairs are opening a new community in Chesterfield Township.
Yeah, the ribbon cutting's happening this morning at 10 o'clock. That community will allow for 4 unique neighborhood buildings and a community center there. Now, a lot of folks are looking forward to that.
That's right. I believe the governors are going to be there as well. We'll be right back.
Taking action for you. This is a local news update from 7 Action News.
Good morning. It's 8:27. I'm Keenan Smith. Coronavirus cases in Michigan continue to surge this morning as Governor Whitmer prepares to tour a new vaccine facility in Metro Detroit. The new mass vaccination site will open today in Oakland County. Anyone who wants a vaccine will soon be able to get a dose at United Wholesale Mortgage's sports complex in Pontiac. The site is expected to vaccinate between 1,000 and 3,000 people a day. On Thursday, Michigan reported more than 6,000 cases of coronavirus for a second straight day. 49 additional deaths were also reported. Also happening today, Michigan Medicine is reinstituting visitor restrictions. The health system would not allow any visitors for adult patients unless medically necessary, but 2 parents or caregivers will continue to be allowed for patients under the age of 21. Michigan Medicine says COVID hospitalizations at their facilities have doubled in the last few weeks.
To our good
temperatures. We're looking at temperatures now. These are wind chills. We have temps in the 20s, but wind chills are down in the teens across Metro Detroit. Pontiac feels like 13, Mount Clemens 15, Detroit feels like 17 with the wind out of the north and west. High pressure, the dominant weather maker for us. That'll mean lots of sunshine today, but it will remain cold. Your hourly forecast by 9 o'clock, we're at 27, 10 o'clock at 30 degrees. Lunchtime, we're right around 38 degrees with temperatures pushing into the low 40s early in the afternoon. Your high today, 47, 59 tomorrow. Beautiful Easter Sunday at 67 degrees. But early next week, we enter a more unstable forecast where we'll have periods of showers and maybe even a rumble of thunder as we move through midweek. Well, remember, you can now watch 7 Action News live 24/7.
Taking action for you. You're watching 7 Action News this morning.
Now at 8:30, a big win for the Tigers on a very cold opening day. How Miguel Cabrera's first home run of the season led the team to victory.
Plus, taking a bite out of history, a middle school student discovers a tooth from a dinosaur, what he was doing, and where his name will now be listed forever. Welcome back, all you early risers. 8:30 on this Good Friday. It is April 2nd. And we are getting ready for Easter weekend. Passover wraps up on a Sunday, and we're wearing blue because it is World Autism Awareness Day.
Yeah, a whole lot going on. Now, I do want to take issue. We're going to have to call this Great Friday because every Friday is a Good Friday, right?
Well,
so this is a special Friday. So we're going to upgrade it. This is Great Friday, and every other Friday is just a Good Friday.
And you're about to go on vacation.
I was just about to say, you're saying that because you have next week off.
Well, that's going to be a great week, but today is still going to be a great Friday.
Okay, just give us some context there.
Yes.
It's a really great Friday for you.
Yes, it is.
Well, we want to get to what's top in the morning buzz today. A big win for our Tigers on opening day.
That's right. I had the opportunity to bring you live reports all morning long yesterday as the team was preparing to open the season. And yeah, even when I was down there, a few snowflakes in the air, but nothing like this. This is pure Michigan weather. Miguel Cabrera there knocking a ball out of the park. First home run in the major leagues this season, but he didn't even realize the ball left the stadium. They had to tell him, no, dude, you're done. Go. Trot around the bases. Well, that gave the Tigers a 2-0 lead against Cleveland. They'd hold on to win the game 3-2. The two teams are off today, but they'll be back on the field tomorrow. First pitch Saturday at 1:10. And we don't expect weather like that.
Now, you know, when the ball is camouflaged by the swirling snow, yeah. You slide to second, you're like, I don't see it.
But that's what makes him a pro, right? When in doubt, treat it like it's going to be close.
So true. And can I just say, you were such a good sport yesterday, Keenan, because we were ribbing you on the air and behind the scenes about being so bundled up out there for 5 hours. You did great reporting, and the whole team did, all the producers, everybody. So Jen Shantz as well.
Jen Shantz was there with Danny Stricker. Jim was there with us, along with Mike Crotchy. So we had a great team out there. They made my life easy and even tried to keep me warm a little bit, too, despite the forecast.
Nice.
All right, well, a middle schooler in Colorado made an amazing discovery while he was out on a hike. Not an Easter egg. How about a T-Rex tooth?
Yeah, check it out. It wasn't only exciting for the boy, but for the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, who took it for examination. The boy said the tooth caught his eye and he just picked it up, but he had no clue that it was a dinosaur tooth. The museum says it will always be credited to the 8th grader as well as any other discoveries that it might lead to.
So imagine that he is the first person to ever touch that tooth.
Wow.
Ah, crazy.
That's pretty wild. And think about this, too. I mean, there's so many just incredible dinosaurs. But he happened to pick the tooth of the biggest, baddest one out there. At least the one we all celebrate. You know,
Short
Jurassic
little
Park.
arms.
It's always the one, I know, with the little arm. It's always the one at the end of Jurassic Park that you are running from.
Oh,
Keenan,
absolutely.
Your dinosaur expression, spot on.
Well, I mean, that's what the big mouth, short arms. That's a T-Rex. You know, nothing but teeth.
And it's the best Halloween costume, the blow.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the best.
You do anything in a T-Rex costume, you win.
All day long.
Oh my gosh. Well, this next discovery isn't quite as ancient, but a batch of royal chocolates has been discovered in England after more than a century.
Yeah, they were found in their original packaging inside of a helmet case from the Boer War. The candy was commissioned by Queen Victoria in 1900. It was all meant to help boost the morale of the soldiers who were fighting in South Africa. Well, they're 121 years old now. They were uncovered in the attic of the owner's daughter, who passed away just last year at the age of 100.
Looks a little too old to eat now.
I would think so. It had some weird white stuff. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to eat it now.
Leave it alone.
No, but you know, it's a memory. It's a memento. It's a bit of history.
Yeah.
It
very
is.
Cool.
Well, here's some white stuff that people were celebrating in Egypt. You know, typically think when you think of deserts, you know, sand, hot, bright sun, you're sweating, but take a look at these mountains.
Yeah, tourists from all over have been on these frosty-looking peaks. This is in the Sahara Desert. What is that? Is that snow? Actually, no, it's salt. Water from the sea has actually been pooling there and evaporates in the heat and dry conditions of the desert. And it leaves behind these mounds of salt. Now, people know this isn't snow, but they have a good time skiing on it like it's a mountain of snow. And you saw that picture. It looked like she was just sort of like there luxuriating in snow. That is amazing.
I want to bring some potatoes and make some potato chips.
See, that's why Allie's the best.
I just want to sit at the top of the hill and just, you know, sprinkle some salt and
Just
that's
take a
my life.
potato, roll it down the hill, and then deep fry it. You're done. All right. Well, preparing for the season on Mackinac Island, the summer events that are returning, and the steps being taken to keep everyone safe. We're going to have a live interview for you coming up after the break to help you plan the warmer days ahead. You're watching 7 Action News this morning on TV 20 Detroit. All right, it is spring in Michigan, and that means a lot of people are getting ready for a trip to Mackinac Island. Leaders there are working to keep everyone safe while ensuring a great time. We're joined this morning by Stephanie Castelline from the Mackinac Island Tourism Bureau. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi there. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, well, we know 2020 was a challenging year, but tell us how the COVID pandemic impacted the tourism season on Mackinac Island.
Yeah, 2020 was a tough year for everyone, Mackinac Island and the tourism industry included. However, we had a great 2020 season, and I think that's really attributed to our community, our businesses, and our guests. Everyone kind of came together to make sure that we had a health and safe year for everyone involved, and we're excited to build on that for the 2021 season.
All right, that is fantastic. So let's look ahead. Where are things right now, and what are you seeing in terms of trends of people coming back?
Oh my goodness, the phones are ringing here at the Bureau. We've also communicated with our businesses, our hotels. People are excited and wanting to travel. One of the trends that we're seeing is people want to travel to drivable destinations. So we're expecting an influx of people from Michigan as well as surrounding states and places close by. But people are excited, people are ready. And I think at the priority for people is safety. And at Mackinac Island, we have that. When we say we're open here in May, we have open waters, we have open trails, we have open spaces, and people can come to Mackinac Island, expect to wear masks indoors, wear masks on the ferry, but they can enjoy their vacations safely.
All right, and so tell us a little bit, because clearly health is key. What are some of the events that are going to be taking place this year that people can come enjoy?
Yeah, we are planning out our Lilac Festival. So that's an event that a lot of people look forward to coming up here in June. And we've had to make some modifications, everyone has, but we're really excited to have these events that people cherish and have as memories forever, and just continue to have them. So again, masks are going to be a priority, social distancing is going to be a priority, but we're going to do our best, and we're still working through this and how it's going to all look, but we're excited to make it an event that people can attend safely and have as a memory for years to come.
Yeah, and we're certainly looking forward to some of the big events and a bit of a return to normalcy. And for some folks, that means visiting Mackinac Island. With the crush of folks visiting that you expect, is it too late to secure hotel reservations, or is there still some space?
Oh, there's still some space on the island. We definitely recommend booking now, booking early. May is the beginning of our season. Not a lot of people know that. A lot of people think summertime, more the July time, but we definitely recommend May. It's coming up, and we're seeing people that are so excited to travel. So book early, book now. Get on the phones, and we're really excited to welcome you safely.
All right, certainly looking forward to a return to Mackinac Island, not just for the recreation for the visitors, but also to support Michigan businesses after a really tough 2020. And of course, if people want more information, where can they go to find out what to do on Mackinac and to begin making their plans?
Yeah, we definitely recommend visiting MackinacIsland.org. On there, we have itineraries, we have our lodging places to stay, restaurants and businesses. You can just find out more information, MackinacIsland.org.
All right, Stephanie Castelline, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate your time. And best of luck for the 2021 season, too.
Thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome.